Well, it's been a while, but up on the bench today, I got me a Pearce Simpson SSB. It seems to not transmit, but I don't think the finals are bad. I think it's in this PA-CB switch. Everything's pretty scratchy. It's going to need a full restoration. I can see sideband is having trouble. When you get something like this, well, the first thing I did was check the fuses. I wanted to make sure nobody put a 20 amp fuse in there or something where something was blown before. So fuses look good. So what I'm probably going to do at first, I'm going to check for leaky capacitors. I'm going to open this up. This is pretty hard to open up. It's got a lot of, got to take the bottom off to take the top off. But I'm going to check for leaky capacitors and any kind of, burns anywhere. And at some point, it'll have to be totally recapped. But if I don't see anything obvious, I'm going to start with my contact cleaner on all of the potentiometers and these switches especially. And then I'll come back to test to see if something works. And more than likely, if all of this is clean and nothing's scratchy here, and it's just not working, it's probably a bad cap at this point. But you can see, and of course the clock doesn't seem to be working, but I can hear the motor. If I put my arm or my ear up to it, I can hear the arm of the motor here. So at first I'm just going to visually check this out inside, and then I'll go to cleaning the switches and pots. I'll be back once I get the million screws out of this. Alright, so far I've just got the bottom cover off and doing a visual inspection. I don't really see anything offhand that's burned, anything that's leaky. I don't see any rust or corrosion, which means it wasn't stored in a wet, damp environment. So far, so good. Let's get this top cover off and dive a little deeper in. Well, I don't have a speaker plugged in to listen to it right now, but not putting out much power. Audio, 1, 2, hello, audio. Putting out about a watt. Audio, about 5 watts of swing, and the modulation meter is also working. Let's see if I can key this here. Audio, 1, 2, 3, hello. And all of that really just from cleaning this switch here. And I did get these a lot smoother. I use a different kind of contact cleaner for those knobs. I use this, which is kind of hard to find, but it's also got a lubricant in it. Because if you use the regular contact cleaner on your potentiometers, it'll get rid of all the old grease in there, and it's not going to work right. One problem, it still has nothing on sideband. It's still doing weird stuff on sideband, but AM, all these controls seem to work thus far. And you can't use contact cleaner on this old type of clarifier. It's just a big variable cap. And on this mode switch, it's an open dial like this here. So you can soak it down with contact cleaner and just work it back and forth. And I even tighten the dial up a little bit, but it looks like all the channels are working properly now after I cleaned it up. But it is definitely going to need a recap job as you get to the inside. I got a couple swollen caps in here, and that could be part of my power issue. But so far, I'm going to brush this out and check some caps. I'm probably just going to recap them all, but I'm going to start with the big ones and see how it does. And I think even the clock started working after I went in there and just kind of moved it around a little bit. Tapped on this little motor until this little gear started spinning here. So I'm probably going to have to re-grease all this, some like white lithium grease. But it does appear that the clock is working. I'm just going to have to fix the backlight and re-grease it and check all the stuff out. But so now it's on to restoration time. Time for the whole paintbrush, clean out the dust and take off the knobs and clean everything and replace the light in here, maybe with an LED. I might even do these that way, but put like a color cap on them so they're not too bright. And I think all these LEDs are good. The transmit LED is good. And yeah, so far so good. Alright, I'm pretty much at the done point. I've recapped every cap in there. Went through the Sam's alignment. These clocks have 120 volt light bulbs in there, and it kind of burns this casting. It's hard to see. I put 12 volt LEDs in here, so the clock is actually, the backlight's only on if the radio's on, but the clock still works. And that's better that way, so you don't blow your light bulbs just running all the time in full brightness. And all the other light bulbs in here are in pretty good shape. Transmit light. I wired up one of these junk mics for it for testing. It's hard to use the base mic it came with, but everything seems to be working. This time I don't have it set right, but I got to put the knobs back on it. I cleaned all of this up. 2 of these knobs are actually metal. The rest of these are chromed plastic, but I'm going to get it back together. And just to give you an idea what it's doing, AM right around 4 watts. This meter up here is a little stingy. Audio, 1, 2, 3, audio. Should show about 4 to 16. But now where things are kind of tripping me up, sideband. Audio. Radio showing 12 watts. Audio. My meter's only showing me 6. And this is a funny thing, because when I went through the alignment procedure, I'm getting exactly 12 to 14 on the Syncor. But this meter here shows 10, this one shows 6, this one shows 12. This one shows 12. And this is calibrated, matches the 4 and everything else. So one of the things you get into these, it's a little bit weak on sideband it seems, but everything's in perfect alignment. All voltages show normal. Coming down with a little cold here. I'll take more cough drops, but I'm going to get this back together and clean the outer case up, and we'll pick up here in a moment. Well, this is what we're up to thus far. Got her back together. Base mic does work. I got to make new feet for it. They're supposed to go through the screw holes. I'm a hand mic guy. Wired up a cheap 4-pin to a 3-pin. I think she turned out pretty well. Sideband works pretty well. I'll try to get on here a little bit later when somebody's talking. And I don't know if I mentioned it in the last clip, but I wired this into 12 volts instead of off the 120. When the radio's off, the clock light will go off, but the clock still functions, which is probably good anyway, so you're not burning bulbs. Now, I don't know, anybody know who Snipe Hunter was? I don't think this radio came from a local, but I got it at a pawn shop, and I think they got it at a garage sale. I'm not sure, but if anybody knows who that is, I'm going to leave that name on there for a little bit. It's kind of cool. So as for now, she works pretty good, and these are easy to clean up because this is die-cast metal that is chrome. This thing weighs a ton, and it's bigger than like a Cobra 1000 or a 2000. These are pretty cool radios. Might review the mic on a later date. I did get it working good. The battery was corroded, had to put a new terminal in there. It rusted in there. It was an old Ever-Ready 9 Lives battery from like the 70s or something. It was the red one, which I haven't seen in a long time. But yeah, that's it for now. Probably no reason to go over the features. Compared to today's radio, it's basic. I mean, you know, what you got? Mic gain, tone control, volume, SWR calibration, AM and sideband, squelch, RF gain, and now your clarifier is an actual open air cap. No channel display. The light just shines through the dial here. I took this off and cleaned it up. It's missing the disc, but really not much to explain on these. Pretty straightforward. Pretty nice radio. Killer receive. I put in the lowest setting there from my Syncor, and it's still like a S7, and I never even calibrated the meter. It's just, it pulls in weak signals like nobody's business, so might run this upstairs for a while. Do another review after a couple days or something like that. But so far, so good. So if you find something like this at a garage sale or cheap on eBay, try to find you a Sam's manual. This is CB53. Just go through there. Go through the schematic. Study it. See how it works. Go through the alignment. You're going to find the caps are probably way out of spec. All the caps I had in here were all double or triple their value or just turned into a resistor. 2 of them were just wide open. So I had really low power when it first got here, but it was sort of kind of working. But now everything's working good, and, don't go buy you a, brand new radio and try to go in there and mod stuff and blow it up if you don't have a lot of experience. Go start with one of these old ones and get into recapping and playing around, and, can't go wrong. Listen to the audio off the stock mic. Audio. Audio, 1, 2, 3. And the calibrate for the SWR works. And that's off. That's your SWR. Audio, 1, 2, 3. Audio, check, check, check. Yep. She sounds pretty good on the monitor radio. Real good and clear. Perfect modulation. So, see something like this, garage sale or found in an uncle's or grandpa's attic, have fun with it. They're still pretty useful. They're good sounding, great receive. And they make a statement where they're like big like the old ham radio boat anchors. So that's it for now. 73s. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.